Wednesday? Who knows? It's what a bananas day. What a crazy time. What a wild world. Hello. But here we are because it's Wednesday. And hell, we're used to insane times right now. And so we just keep going on. It is Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Breck Leeson here in downtown Brooklyn. Another edition of Weekly on Wednesdays has begun. I'm very excited because today I will be talking about and showing you one of my favorite, most personal music videos called Expiration Date. Quick, let's just make sure. Good, you can hear me. So, Expiration Date is the first music video to my second album. The album's called Manifest. Expiration Date is, well, it was sort of my first love song that I ever wrote. The only thing that's kind of strange about it is it was sort of written when I was breaking up with someone. I wrote it kind of as an explanation and not really a cop out, but just sort of a way to be like, hey, I really did love you, but it's done. It wasn't quite it's not you, it's me. It was just sort of like, it's you, it's me, it's love in general. This isn't for me. And it's not just you and me and love, but it's also time and death. And I just don't understand how love can last. So I was kind of coming to terms with a lot when I was writing this song. So the video really touches on more than just love. Whereas the song might have just been me ending a relationship and dealing with guilt, the video touches on looking back on the death of a partner. So that way I could touch upon the ideas of impermanence and death and the loss that permeates everything, and the risk that we take in loving, because no matter what you love, you take a risk in losing that, and inevitably you will, because impermanence is the nature of everything. So let me do a quick check-in. Hey, what's up, my friends? Paolo's here. Donna's here. Paul's here. Johnny's here. Sean's here. Steve's here. What's up? It's so good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining me. So that was my little intro to Expiration Date. I also, so far, this is starting my second album. All the other streams about the videos have been from my first album, and I've been singing along with backing tracks. So I'm excited because today we're on the second album. There's only 2 videos for this, and I don't have backing tracks to sing to this one, so I'm actually going to try to play this on my keyboard at the end of the stream. My arm is doing a little bit better. I think I can handle it, just like one song. So I might be a little rusty, but I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you everyone who's written me, telling me about how Expiration Date has touched them and what it's meant to them. I will try to be as candid as I can in sharing what it's meant to me. So, without too much further ado, I will, let's see. I'm going to try and show you. Oops, that's not how this works. There we go. Okay. I'm going to show you Expiration Date. Okay. It's black and white, and all lovey on the inside. Okay. Let me just turn, oops, excuse me.
There was nothing you could say or do. I loved you. It was real at the time, but I can't seem to maintain my mind. I went through states that do have no words, and I can't seem to bridge the divide. I tried to, but I didn't see me. I saw someone else playing make-believe. Sometimes I don't think I need anyone but me. But does time cement or fade away at my belief? My love has met the expiration date.
Okay. Okay. I'm coming. Am I back? Here I am. Sorry. Okay, so that is the start to Expiration Date. That's a good deal of it. So, and Happy New Year to you, JP. Okay, thanks. Hey, Billy. Hey, Mark. So thank you for your patience as I deal with that. So that is the beginning of Expiration Date. Now it's a little bit different than I explained. So I wrote this song honestly I wrote it to end like a 4-month relationship. It wasn't a very long relationship. And it's not like I sang it to him to be like, okay, I'm breaking up with you, here's the song. It was just like to deal with, it was to deal with my guilt because I felt bad. That's like the opening line, I loved you for a moment or two. There was nothing you could say or do. Like, it was real. Like, for a moment there, it was truly, truly love, you know? But for me, the pain of that was just seeing it sort of kind of collapse and disappear. And in the moment, it felt to me like, well, of course that happened because I can't sustain any emotion for a long period of time. And of course, now looking back, I'm just like, well, that was just a bad match. You know, like we weren't right for each other. But at the time, I internalized everything and was like, well, that's because I never feel anything for a long amount of time because I change so fast and my emotions are so extreme and I can't relate to anyone, with my full self. And it felt like a failure of my own, and it just felt like the same pattern over and over again. So the song is sort of an explanation to him, and it's sort of a condemnation of myself, to be honest. And a comment on how I can't continue these emotions, and it's sort of just a natural thing because that's how life is. So in the video, what I did is I set myself up right away. You see me playing, I open right away with myself and this cellist, who is not anyone I've ever dated. He did play cello on this song, and very well. I wanted him to come in right away to, one, set up that it's a romance, two, to set up that it's a gay romance, because I finally had an opportunity to show off some sort of homosexual content. Because I'd had a couple videos and I was sort of, trying to be clear that like this is who I am, but none of my videos or any of my imagery had me with another man because there was no content that required it, and I didn't want to be go out of my way for it, So it was nice to have something that just naturally brought that part of myself into it. But then, and this is a little strange, so you see I hold up that picture. and I look at someone, and that is actually someone who was a partner of mine in the past. So, I start looking at imagery from the past, and I'm through the cemetery, and I think it's apparent at that point that it wasn't just that a relationship ended, it's that, I lost someone and they've passed. And there's like a calendar, and I'm marking down the days. So, as Sean asks, does he know the song is written about the end of the relationship? No, he doesn't. And to be honest, we were somewhat creative collaborators, and he did do something in this project, but no, he didn't know that. So like this song was about a lot of stuff, and so I tried to encompass a lot of it. Let's just keep watching it. I'm going to put on a little more. So I will also, I think, after this, read through the lyrics, if y'all don't mind, before I play it. So I think the lyrics will spur a lot of what I'm trying to say. Okay. Pardon me. Now I say... There we go. Okay.
Expiration date. I had to admit this wasn't for me, not situation, but fundamentally I failed to protect you from my wrath. Unintentional, the ruthless distract. If something changes after the fact, it never happened. The past is the past. If someone changes continuously, they never were and they never will be. Sometimes I don't think there is anyone for me, because time alters my sense of identity. So now I can trust anything I perceive or believe. Anyone who claims to love or understand me, my love has met the expiration date.
Okay. So that's the whole video. I figured we should just watch the whole video so I don't have to struggle with going back and forth and back and forth. So thank you very much for watching that. So let me talk a little bit just about like the actual like mechanics of making this video. So that was all shot probably just about 3/4 of a mile from where I am right now, which is my home in downtown Brooklyn, at a place called Greenwood Cemetery. Greenwood Cemetery is an extremely old cemetery here in Brooklyn. It is extremely stunning, extremely gorgeous. A lot of really famous people have been buried there, mostly New Yorkers, Brooklynites, some really rich people, a lot of like poets, a lot of artists, a lot of veterans, but it's just stunning. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you're familiar with my album Manifest, all like the cover was shot there too. So after we shot this video at the end of winter, right when spring hit, we went and did the actual photo shoot for the album. So under like a weeping willow. So it has just this really beautiful, diverse nature to it, which I love. So, but it's also a cemetery, and you're not allowed to shoot commercial or any kind of stuff in there unless you have a permit, which is hard to get. So we kind of had to sneak in. So as you see, I have roses, which helps. So like we showed up and I had the roses and I was sitting on the passenger seat of my director's car, and the roses helped because it looked like I was there to go see Departed, which I kind of was in some ways. And I had balloons. We put the balloons in the trunk. Those are all black balloons. I mean, everything is really pretty simple other than that. I'm just wearing black. I'm not really great with figuring out what to wear, but this was all black and white, so I just wore all black. I kind of love that shot at the end. If you sort of see me and you can't see my face, I just turned the hood around. I thought that looked super, super sick. And then when you see that calendar, it's, I mean, if you look really close, I have like, you see I'm like Xing it out, and it gets close to February 14th, Valentine's Day. And on Valentine's Day, it says RIP, as if like I'm counting down the days to my lover's death and the death of all love. It's funny. All these things are coming back to me. And let's see, what else about the video? Okay, so the guy following me with the snare drum for like the drum processional, you know, like there's a part of the song, and I love what he does there when I'm playing like playing that part of the song. I love that part, and I love the drums that he's doing there. So he sort of follows me around. That's the drummer who played on the album, Mike. And so I had him come on down just to get a one other human being in this. But other than that, as you could see, it's mostly just me. Hey, Alaf, yes, this is a live stream. And yeah, so JP, that's an amazingly stunning cemetery here in Brooklyn. So, hey Sid, what's up? Sorry, Sid, you just finished watching the expiration date video. But in a minute, we're going to read through the lyrics, and then I'm going to try to perform it before we finish up. And so after this week, we have the live video, and then after that we're going to try and get back to actual performances. Sid, I'm actually feeling pretty decent. My arm is getting stronger. I'm going to try to perform Expiration Date. So here, let me see if I can recite the words for y'all. Or you know what, maybe even better. No, I'm just going to say it. Okay, so let me pull it up on my computer so I make sure that I don't mess any of it up. So, Expiration Date. You know, the lyric, what I mean by that is obviously the end of the relationship, but also like the end of love in general, or just like, well, let me read it. So, Expiration Date by me. I loved you for a moment or two. There was nothing you could say or do. I loved you. It was real at the time, but I can't seem to maintain my mind. I went through states that do have no words, and I can't seem to bridge the divide. I tried to, but I didn't see me. I saw someone else playing make-believe. Sometimes I don't think I need anyone but me. But does time cement or grade away my beliefs? My love has met the expiration date. I had to admit this wasn't for me. Not situation, but fundamentally. I failed to protect you from my wrath. Unintentional, the ruthless distract. If something changes after the fact, it never happened. The past is the past. If someone changes continuously, they never were and they never will be. Sometimes I don't think there's anyone for me because time alters my sense of identity. So now I can't trust anything I perceive or believe. Anyone who claims to love or understand me. My love has met the expiration date. Oh, Randall, I'm not trying to make you cry. Thanks a lot. So those are lyrics to Expiration Date. It's so funny how different they sound when I'm reading them. So I'm going to try to play and sing that now. But I do kind of want to talk about what the lyrics meant to me. So like what I was saying in the beginning, you know, I was trying to explain, like, it's not necessarily you. Like, I loved you, but I can't keep my mind straight. And a lot of that, to be honest, when I look back, it's me taking on all this guilt and thinking it's always my fault and thinking like I'm too fucked up. You know, like I was still really recovering from bipolar disorder, and this time and writing this album was the first time I was like trying to date again and really trying to connect with people. And it was so hard for me to know who I was and what I was thinking and feeling that I just assumed everyone else was right, you know? And I still do that to an extent, but I've worked so much on it. And I wasn't even quite aware that I was doing it then, you know? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I went through states that do have no words. Like, at that point, I was coming out of such a strange state of mind that it was so hard to communicate with people and, like, really be there emotionally and be present with someone else that, like, you know, it was really just an impossible time to have a relationship. So in some ways, it's like, yeah, we weren't meant for each other, but it was just an impossible time for me to be with anyone. And so that's sort of what I'm saying in the second verse. Like, you know, it's not, I had to admit this wasn't for me, not situation, but fundamentally it wasn't just like him or the situation. It wasn't right. I couldn't be in a relationship then. And so, you know, like I was just changing too fast. So, but I was also, and then, you know, this line always got me. It's so weird to be moved by your own lines, but I say, you know, if someone changes continuously, they never were and never will be. And I mean, that's how I felt at the time, that like I was just going through so much so fast that I had nothing to grab onto, and I couldn't, and I almost didn't believe in me. I didn't believe I was real. But you know, I now kind of I understand what identity is differently. I understand myself differently, in the sense that I am constantly changing, and I accept that more, and I own that more. And so, you know, at the time, and even since then, since I was changing so fast, when someone would love me, it was really hard to believe, and it was really hard to understand, because I was just so fragile and just be changing so fast that I was like, no, it's not possible for you to love me. You don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. So, you know, like I was just so skeptical of love, and I needed love so bad, but it was so hard to accept it. And I'm not saying that's not the case at all anymore, but I've made a ton of progress on it. Okay, so y'all, thank you for letting me read those. But now I actually want to try and perform it. So, okay, let me change the sound. So now, a quick reminder, the reason why I'm doing these like videos and going through the lyrics is because I injured my arm now 2 months ago. I really messed up my tendons. I've been doing physical therapy. I've been working really hard, resting. Let's hope I'm not pushing things too hard, but I'm trying to start getting back into playing actual instruments. And now I would like to actually play Expiration Date for you. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Can you see my keyboard? Not really, can you? Let me back up a little bit. Maybe you can see my keyboard. No, probably not. This is how I teach my Zoom lessons during the day. Can you see there? You can see my keyboard, but can you see me? Sort of, not really. Hi. You don't need to see my keyboard, do you? No, no one's minds. Okay. Let me back up more. This is the 2021. Thank you, Elaf. I'm happy too. It's hard. It takes work. Okay. I loved you for a moment or two, and there was nothing you could say or do. I loved you. It was real at the time, but I can't seem to maintain my mind. I went through states that do have no words, and I can't seem to bridge the divide. I tried to, but I didn't see me. I saw someone else playing make-believe. Sometimes I don't think I need anyone but me, because time, some that are gray away at my belief. My love has met the expiration date. I had to admit this wasn't for me, not situation, but fundamentally. Then I failed to protect you from the wrath, unintentional, the ruthless distract. And if something changes after the fact, it never happened. The past is the past. And if someone changes continuously, they never were and they never will be. Sometimes I don't think there is anyone for me, because time, some that talk, because time alters my sense of identity. So now I'm just only. So now I can't trust anything I perceive or believe. Anyone who claims to love or understand me, my love has met the expiration date. Okay, thank you for your patience. My muscle memory is a little bit off. Same with my lyricism memory, but thank you. Oh, Craig, my new best friend, says great video and backstory. Thank you, my dear. And Alaf says, wow, with the little star emojis. Thank you. Okay, so thank you so much, my friend. So that's expiration date. We saw the video. We heard the rambling backstory. We heard a rusty performance. Man, we really went there and back. So that's expiration date. That's on my album Manifest. If you want a CD, just shoot me a message. I do offer like choose your own price CDs for new fans if you want. And then next week we're going to be doing next week at the same time, weekly on Wednesdays at 8. We'll be doing the other video from that, which is alive, and then we're gonna go to hopefully back to performing. It might be like maybe just 3 songs at a time, but you know. I'm working really hard. I'm resting. I'm still taking anti-inflammatories. I'm doing some exercises, and we'll see. You know, I might have to take a little more time off, but I'm really, you know, obviously I love seeing y'all every Wednesday at 8 on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and if I get back to performing, I'll go on Instagram too. Sean, thank you for joining. Steve, okay, let me do a little roll call. Steve, thank you. Sean, thank you. Randall, thank you. Paolo, JP, I'm gonna send your jealousy CD ASAP. I'm so sorry about that. Sid, thank you. Donna, thank you. Craig, thank you. Alaf, so nice to meet you. Thank you for joining. Let's see, who else did I miss? My mom didn't join tonight. My mom usually joins. Johnny, baby, thank you for joining, Prince Johnny. Billy, thank you for joining. I love you too. And Paolo, anyone who's watching from outside of America, our apologies. We're gonna get our shit together. Everyone else, please stay safe. And I love you guys. Thank you. I will see you next Wednesday. Okay. Let's see. How do I stop this thing? Wait. Let's see. I'm gonna say it on 3. 3.